It's decision week. You can't avoid that, but by heaven's sake, they're playing us like mugs. It's reported today that Labor overnight has changed its superannuation policy. But they won't tell you how. They won't tell you what's ahead. They are trying to force you to vote in ignorance. Now, this is quite outrageous in my view. Superannuation has been one of the key issues of this campaign. We've talked about it in detail. I've been very critical of what the government policy is. Labor has now, it would seem, on the eve of the election, dropped a key part of their superannuation policy. And they're asking you to vote without knowing what their policy is. Now, superannuation is one of the most nervous areas of the financial market. It is emotional. Older Australians who have worked hard and built up super don't live on welfare. They survive on their super, and of course they get nervous when things change. It's bad enough today with Brexit and what's happened to the stock market. But today the Australian newspaper reports Labor has dropped its proposal to tax superannuation earnings above $75,000. Just quietly dropped it. And instead, they're planning a review of super. So you elect them. They've dropped a key part of their policy, it seems, but they'll come up with a new one in the next 12 months before the next budget. Now, really, talk about a pig in the poke. It is disgraceful politics. Now, if these reports are wrong, which seems unlikely, they're being reported in several places, the Labor Party isn't saying so. In fact, they're not saying anything. Bill Shorten, the opposition leader, is in Melbourne today. He's unavailable. So too unavailable is every Labor finance spokesman. Chris Bowen, Tony Burke, Jim Chalmers, and others. Now, I've been in contact with several of them personally, and they're not allowed by campaign headquarters to talk. The campaign headquarters has controlled it and said, no, you can't talk, he might ask you a question. So what they're saying is roll up, buy a pig in a poke, vote for us, and then we will decide what to do once we're in government.